Hey, hey. Look, look, look. I got it. It came. Pardon the reflection in there. It is here. Think and Grow Rich. All right, so Think and Grow Rich. I just ordered this the other day, received it today. I'm so excited. Again, this is the classic by Napoleon Hill. You probably already know the title. Um, Think and Grow Rich. So this version is the original version, but it's revised and restored. So there are several versions out. You can even get a free PDF online of the original version. I think it was done in the 1930s. This book, Think and Grow Rich, okay, has been said to be by Bob Proctor responsible for really his riches. Of course, he put the work in and had mentors and did other things, but this was the first book that he read that really turned his finances around, right? And so, when he first started reading this book, I think he was in his 20s, really listless. He was earning like $4,000 a year during that time, and this was obviously many years ago. So the money is different. I mean, it could be, I don't know, 10,000 or 12,000 or maybe $20,000. In the era that we are now, the year I'm recording this video, 2024. But he was earning a very low amount for the time he was living in, and he started reading this book every day, guys. Think and Grow Rich. There I am in the mirror. Think and Grow Rich, and by the time he, was reading through it and everything every day, okay, every day, those are the operative words, and he turned his finances around. He started making, I think he went from $4,000 a year, he said, to, I don't know, it might have been like 20,000, and then, no, maybe 100,000, and then a million, whatever it was. It just jumped, and he got to the point where he was so prosperous, he wanted to like reverse engineer it, and like figure out how he was doing it, because he didn't understand what happened to his mind, what happened to his life, how he transformed. He said when he figured it out, went under some other mentors and learned some other laws of the universe, he wanted to dedicate his life to teaching humanity how he did it. And one of the things that Bob Proctor did to get that energy, the wisdom, the motivation, and all that, and the spirit really to, inherit his wealth, right? And to do the things that he needed to do to get his wealth, was to read this book every day, guys. No, seriously, Think and Grow Rich, like every day. He read it all the way until he passed and became an ancestor, right? He read this book every day. So he didn't just like become rich and then just stop reading it. Like, this was like his Bible, his financial Bible. Just saying. I quoted before, just saying, like, aside from the Bible, right, which many people love and revere for its wisdom. Of course, we know it's not the first book of wisdom and spirituality. There are other books, but aside from this kind of daily reading of some kind of spiritual and religious words and information, Think and Grow Rich is up there with like a financial Bible. Like, I'm getting to the point where I want to treat this as like a financial Bible. I was doing some talking, with the Most High in the universe, just, I think it was like 2 days ago, and I was really calling to account, if you will, some things in the Bible, right? Some things that the Creator has personally revealed to me about myself, right? My identity, my spiritual identity. And even if I think of it on a religious terms, right? In the scriptures, however we identify, whether you want to say you're a chosen one of the Creator, you're a good person, you do good things, or you have good intentions for people. Doesn't that come with some kind of like promises and compensation with certain type of behavior? Now, certain things that we need to do, because there's certain laws in the universe, right? Like the law of compensation that has to do with our giving, right? And so as we know that things return to us that we put out in the universe, it's like the more we give, the more we receive, right? So that's all part of it. And so I was calling that to account to the creator, like to show me some things, because I have, a lot of positive intentions for humanity, right? For the world. And have, done some things in my life that I feel have contributed to some things I could definitely do more. Some positivity out there, whether it's spiritually or what have you. And I'm like, I'm definitely more advanced, I would say financially in life than I was years ago, that I was, in my 20s and maybe even my early 30s. A lot of potentiality, but I have done some things that I feel put me more in alignment with prosperity, right? You can work within your body, add more high vibrational foods, more chlorophyll and things like that. I'm very much into what I call food alchemy, and that's a part of it. But, there's more that I like to, inherit. There's bank account balances that I like to see. There's all these things. So I was talking to the Most High about this, and, Deuteronomy 8:18 tells us that the Most High gives us the power to get wealth, and I'm basically talking to Yah, like, please, show me what you have told me about me. I mean, what these promises that we have in the scriptures, you know, Most High, I'm grateful for all the things, and I was just asking just for more. There are a lot of people in the universe manifesting and inheriting, if you will, many things, and not everything is as it seems, right? So people can have financial, blessings or abundance, but maybe some other things can be, going on in their life, like all is well, in my life, my family, and all that. So that's wonderful. Of course, everybody has challenges and things to get through, but generally speaking, health and, all these things, I mean, it's wonderful. Praise the Most High. And so again, I just like to just keep building in abundance. So I was talking to the creator about that. The next day, some, people started popping up on my timeline, if you will. And I could talk about them maybe in some other videos, but one of them was Bob Proctor. And of course, I've known about Bob Proctor for years. I watched his video years ago, probably 10 years ago or so. You Can Get Rich. No, I'm sorry, You Were Born Rich. It's wonderful. Just even hearing the title, You Were Born Rich, right? It's just, to have that mindset. No, you weren't born into poverty. You weren't born into sin, if you will. I mean, people have, their views of culture and religion and things like that, but some of the ways that we think about things come with it. It inherits a sense of poverty thinking, if you will. I'm going to say that. And so we have to realize that we have been given the permission to get wealth. This is scriptural. We want to take it all the way there. And so if you are the divine and an expression of the divine in a body, you should have abundance in every area of your life, right? And so these are the things that I was, talking to the creator about. And then the next day, I saw, like I said, some things, a video of Bob Proctor, and it was talking about getting in line with, financial, it was like the financial, vibe, if you will, or the frequency of money. That's what it was. And that's what I was talking about, because I was talking to money too. This is a frequency, it's an energy, right? Inviting it, more of it in my life and all that stuff, right? Saying specific amounts and stuff, because we can do things like that. The creator has given us that power as divine beings, right? To call things to us, because the creator works with us, through us. When we pray, it doesn't just fall out of the sky. I mean, yes, there's spiritual things that happen in the universe, but it works through us, right? So yeah, I was calling these things and talking to the vibration of money. And the next day, like I said, I saw the video with Bob Proctor, and he was talking about how he was reading this book every day. And this probably wasn't the version, he read the original version of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, but every single day. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take advice from this man who dedicated his entire life to helping people get into the vibration of money, get into the vibration of prosperity. And he changed his life, and he's helping people change their lives. And I said, I just prayed about this. the day before, and I'm seeing these signs. Well, he wasn't the only one, but he was a pivotal one. When I tell you, I didn't even finish the video. I was like 5 minutes in the video. The video was like 40 minutes or something. I immediately ordered the book, and I think I have a copy somewhere. I immediately ordered this version of the book, and I said, if it's the will of the Most High, I will be reading this book every day. I'll be reading this book every day. And so I invite you to take on this book club with me, to order you a copy of Think and Grow Rich. If you have one already, crack it open again. If you haven't been reading it, get you a free PDF version, whatever it is, right? You don't even have to buy a copy. But read it every day. Bob Proctor's mentor said, when he advised him to read this book, when Bob was like more destitute, or in poverty and in the mindset of poverty. And he said, it don't matter where you start. You start at the back of the book, the middle, the front. It doesn't matter. Just read it. Get it in your mind, in your spirit, and read it. And so I challenge you to dedicate yourself to reading this book. I'm going to suggest this book. If you have another prosperity book or something, but something consistent. That's the point. It's the consistency. And it's also the seeing that others have done it before you. I think he interviewed 500 successful people. Let's say probably millionaires or something like that. 500 other people who've done it, who've left a frequency, who've left a blueprint, for us. And so yeah, I just wanted to tell you how excited I am to get into this. If it's the Most High's will, I'm going to be reading this book consistently, and let's go. The first chapter is called Desire. Okay. Introduction: Mind Power, the man who thought his way. All right. So I would love to read the whole thing with you. I was wanting to do that, but some of these books are copywritten when they do certain things, so I don't think we can read the whole thing, out in public, if you will, on certain forums. But we could definitely just get into it, So I'll just read a little bit. It says, truly, thoughts are things, right? You've heard that before, right? Maybe so. All right. And powerful things at that, when they are mixed with definiteness of purpose. So definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for their translation into riches or other material objects. All right. And so this goes into more. This is basically the introduction. Edwin C. Barnes says he discovered how true it is that individuals really do think and grow rich. His discovery did not come about at one sitting. That's the thing. It came little by little, beginning with a burning desire to become a business associate of the great Thomas Alva Edison. So he's talking a little bit about Thomas Edison's partner, right? So it gets into a little bit of the introduction. Let me see a little bit before I bid you adieu for the day, or wherever you are looking at this video. Wanted to get a little bit into the first chapter, a little bit. Desire, chapter 1. The starting point of all achievement, the first step to riches, is desire. That's the first step. You know how many people don't have desire because they don't feel that they can do it? I mean, they have the desire, but then they kind of like stop because they're like, But desire is that little burning light that keeps you going. Don't let anybody blow that light out now. Okay? When Edwin C. Barnes climbed down from that freight train in Orange, New Jersey, he may have resembled a tramp, but his thoughts were those of a king. Right? A tramp, a lowly person. This is like, older English terminology. As he made his way from the railroad tracks to Thomas Edison's office, his mind was at work. He saw himself standing on Edison's presence. in Edison's presence. He heard himself asking Mr. Edison for an opportunity to carry out the one consuming obsession of his life, a burning desire to become the business associate of the great inventor, right? So it goes into his story about how he had a desire, which is the starting point of all achievement. So get into this book if you have not. If you have already, get back into it, stay in it. If you have been doing that and you have been consistent in this book, tell us about your experience, because this book has been known to transform lives. And so, we need to get into it. All right, y'all. All is well. And let me just read this quote with you, which is a pretty familiar quote that we've heard. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. Peace. It's time to think, and it's time to grow rich. Peace and love.